Well, um, we back, guys. We back for another episode of Travis Wali Motivation. Quick heads up: these videos are I don't write any notes down. I don't rehearse what I'm gonna say. It all just honestly is just coming up from here. So when I find topics or I come across videos on YouTube or I learn about things that I think are very significant lessons to be learned, that I like to share them with you guys, but then offer my perspective. So this week's topic is gonna revolve around basically that you shouldn't use money to attract girls. And for the girls out there watching this video, I would flip it around, meaning saying that if you're an independent girl that has money and you're single or whatever, don't use your money to attract certain guys. So let's start talking about why using money to attract girls is not going to end up working for you in the long run. So basically what ends up happening is that you think that, oh, I need to spend money on this girl to show her how much I care about her, because if I spend money, she's going to think, oh, he cares about me, or, depending on what you buy with your money. So I'm just gonna tell you guys a quick story from my personal life that I fell guilty to this spectrum about 3 years ago when I was 18. I was dating my first girlfriend, and due to the fact that she may or may not see this video, I won't mention names, but I'll just talk about what happened. So basically, we dated for 6 months, and in the relationship, I spent if I'm gonna add everything up, I spent about roughly $2,000 on her in 6 months. Yeah, now I know that's a pretty ridiculous number. Exactly how did it come across to spending that much money? Well, I spent $500 on a suit because I went to her parents' wedding, and so basically I wanted to look nice, so I cashed out a lot of money at Men's Warehouse, and that was like $500. Although I still have the suit now, the fact of the matter is that I went way too far in spending that much money. I spent $300 plus on a promise ring for Christmas, and at the time of Christmas or whatever, we had only been dating for 4 months. So to get a promise ring, some might argue that was too soon or too early, whatever. I just felt like it was a nice gesture, and it was really unfortunate in the sense that she didn't even really unfortunate in the sense that I didn't even get to surprise her because we had gotten into a big argument before Christmas. So I had decided to tell her that I got her this ring thinking that it would make her calm down, it would make things go back to how I wanted them to be, so that I can actually focus on what I was doing in my life at that time, which at that time I was working at McDonald's and I was going to community college. Well, actually it was my first semester at community college. Another time I spent, again, same situation. We had gotten in a big argument. She wanted a dog, and I actually ended up spending $300 on a German Shepherd puppy, basically. And yeah, so I don't need to keep going on and on about where I went wrong in spending money, but I was young, I made mistakes, and as I've gotten older, I've realized that money is not the solution to basically getting a girl to like you, or a girl. And too many times, because there's gonna be some of you guys out there, well, I'm single, and some of you guys out there are probably single too, and you have money, and people always say the notion oh, don't worry about girls, focus on your life, get to that point where you're gonna be successful and you can provide for a girl should a girl come into your life, which that's true and everything. But this video I was talking about, it talked about the idea that if you're just strictly focusing on making money and, grinding for your future, that's all great and all. But a lot of times, how you meet girls is by going out. So if you stop going out, you stop hanging out with friends, or you stop going places, there's places that you can go to where girls are there. And that doesn't mean that you should feel like you have to approach them, but the more you put yourself out there, the more people that you meet, the more likely it could be that you can meet somebody. So with the whole idea of using money to attract girls, like, don't do it, okay? Like, don't if you're talking to a girl and you want to take her out on a first date, don't feel like you need to cash out on her to impress her. Like, just do something simple, honestly. Like, treat it like, what can I do that doesn't involve me spending a lot of money? The only time that you should spend like a big amount of money on a date or something like that is if you've already established to like a girl that basically you guys are into each other. Like, you're into her and she's into you. Once you've reached that stage, then it becomes okay to start spending money on her, because at that point the likelihood is that she'll be spending money on you too. So it'll all balance itself out. But early on, like, you should not be spending money like on girls. So really use like the first date, or use the first couple times that you interact with them, do anything that's low cost. Go on a walk. I wouldn't even suggest movies. The reason why I wouldn't even suggest, when I say suggesting movies, I'm talking about like a first date or a second date, like when you don't know a girl that well. Because when you go to a movie, you're pretty much sitting there watching the movie and you're not really talking or interacting. The goal should be, when you're getting to know a girl, you should get to know her, and you do that by having conversation. If you go about everything in the right manner, you'll save yourself a lot of money in the long run. Let's say you go on a first date and you cash out, and then you pretty much realize pretty quickly that it's not going to work out, and then you're going to find yourself having spent a lot of money. So really, what I would suggest, yes, grind for your future, make money, save money, and then really let your personality take over when you talk to girls. Don't even discuss, don't try not to even have money be brought up. I mean, yeah, you can talk about where you work or what you want to do in your future, but don't really bring up like, oh yeah, I have this much money. Just try to gauge her reaction, how she reacts when you just be yourself. Like, just be who you are. That is how you will get girls in the long run. So not every girl is like this, but there are some girls out there that are gold diggers. So they find a guy who's rich, has a lot of money, and they realize that they can start doing things that they never would have hoped and dreamed of doing, because now this guy has money. Maybe they can go to a restaurant they've never been, spend a lot of money on, a lot of wine, whatever. Or maybe it's even going somewhere like Hawaii or on a vacation. And so the girl plays it off like she's into this guy, really likes him, and in reality she's not into him, and she's just doing it to get the experience and enjoyment out of it. And then now you got a situation that is not going to end good. I wouldn't even suggest spending big amounts of money or going on big trips with a girl or somebody that you're dating, unless you've reached that establishment in the relationship that it's strong, it's healthy. You need to build from the bottom up. You need to start with small stuff, and over the course of time build up. If you do that, you're going to save yourself money in the long run, because if the relationship falls apart, does not work out, at least you didn't cashed out a bunch of money. So yeah, pretty much I've kind of went all over the place about this topic. It's a very scrutinized topic about how you can go about being successful and just how to attract the right girl. In fact, if you do everything right, you'll attract the girl that you'll end up marrying. So it's all a process. It takes time, and so we just got to put in the hard work and effort and grind.